Hey everybody, we're testing out the sound a little bit and seeing what we have going on, and not sure if it's too loud or not, so I just want to try to get it figured out before we start talking. And we're going to do some draft stuff tonight. The big thing is I really just want to talk as much draft as I can, because we had some news today, you know, just some stuff, you know, some things that happened today. Like, if you bought a beta key, you probably got pooped on today. You probably feel a little salty, little bit, just a little bit, and it's how do you put it into words? I definitely would have lost a lot of money if somebody would have bet me that the beta didn't start in October. I was so sure it was going to start in October, and obviously it did not. So, in case you've been under a rock, or just not on Twitter or Reddit or any artifact news in the universe, we're still supposedly launching November 28th, and then we will have roughly a 9 or 10 day beta going on, and which is essentially like early access. It's like, I don't know if beta is really the right word for it, but instead of like 2 months of early access beta, or whatever you want to call it, we're only going to have about 10 days. And I'm assuming that those 10 days are going to be more for stress testing things, and just making sure, you know, like just overall that things are just working, and that if it breaks, they can fix it, right? So it's pretty disappointing because I was really excited about having a ton of people in the beta for a long time, and because that would mean there would be just oodles and noodles of, like, we'd have like an NDA drop like for, you know, a full month, as opposed to, like, you know, I'm assuming that the NDA has to drop when they do the beta. Like, you can't, there's no way people can keep secrets. And Mayhem, you said, did you ever correct when you told the guy, you know, drafting website packs can't have double items? Yes, I definitely did. That was my bad. Right after I said that, I actually got on and saw like double payday. So I messaged them to let them know that, you know, your boy was wrong. Your boy was definitely wrong. And I am streaming tomorrow morning. That will be our final beta key giveaway. And strangely, it's not quite as valuable anymore. So, like I said, rip to everybody who bought a beta key for like $200, because you took it, right? Yeah, you took it real. Yeah, that was bad. I feel really bad for you guys, because I know there's a lot of excitement, and I've been reading on Reddit just a ton of stuff about, obviously people are pissed who have keys, and then the people who don't have keys, they're like, hallelujah, Lord Jesus, oh baby Jesus, thank you for not making me buy a key. So yeah, maybe Valve will give everyone who has beta key access to some extra packs. There's a lot of things they could do. I mean, maybe we get some foils. Maybe we get, I don't know, something. Yeah, that's like kind of soul crushing too. And I mean, it's more along the lines, like, if you're a competitive player, I don't think it actually hurts that much, because you're going to be playing so often, and you'll be able to really make up any time lost. It's more for like content creators who are like way behind. I mean, you can definitely say that competitive players can make up the time and everything like that, but if you're a content creator and you're not in the beta, like, ooh, that's a rough one. That is a rough one. That is sandpaper rough. That is, oh, I mean, ooh. Well, I don't know. It says like the real bamboozle is that Valve said that there would be more keys given out for packs. Like, I'm pretty sure that, because every game I've ever played where the beta is super short, they've like given out a ton of keys, like kind of like where when MTG Arena wanted to do their stress test and they just had like a gajillion keys given out. I feel like it's going to be more on that line. The only difference is like with these keys, you get a full copy of the game, and the game costs $20, so there's actual value to having it. Whereas like with Arena, getting into Arena is free, so they, you know, giving out a bunch of keys didn't matter for MTG Arena. Bedazzled or Bedazzler, or I'm not sure what it is. What up? All the subs, thank you for coming through and coming by and hanging out. So yeah, there was some news, and again, I hope they just keep the launch date together. The other thing too is that they said that the $1 million tournament will be in the first quarter. Now that I have had my first taste, a little of Valve time, I don't see that happening. I just don't see that $1 million tournament being in the first quarter. And again, that's just me. I don't know anything. I don't have any insider knowledge. And if I did have insider knowledge, I wouldn't tell you I did. So yeah, but again, I can't see that happening. So, but if you're a competitive player and you're feeling behind right now, don't feel that bad, because you will have plenty of time to make it up if you want to commit to it, because Day 0 content is going to be crazy. There's going to be so much stuff. Oh my God. Right, and thing too is that if they said it was going to be in the first quarter, they probably booked the venue, but you know, when you book a venue that large, it's really hard to keep it under wraps. But maybe it's not that large. I don't know. I just feel like there's just no chance that it's going to be first quarter. Now, it could be like April, right? So like, which is essentially second quarter, and it's pretty close, but I just, I don't see March. I definitely don't see, obviously I don't see January or February. So March would be really the target month. But even then, I'm not certain that we're going to be there. Yeah, that's true. It could be run by some other organization. But it's just a little guy's opinion. Well, I mean, it could be right. You would really think like that with, I guess it just depends on the popularity too, right? Like if it's super duper crazy, like I think it could be when it does launch, there just might be enough push to make sure that everything is done by March. So I don't know. Like I could definitely be swayed that they could run it in the first quarter, but I mean, I don't think a January or February is realistic. So again, it would be March. Yeah, it's such a bummer when things get announced and you only have a week to prepare. Yeah, I agree. It's just so weird. I guess I don't understand how things like this happen, because just my experience is that if you've had to have known for a while that you weren't going to be able to launch the beta in October, right? Like, and at PAX they were like early October, and we were like, sweet, early October, yeah, let's do this. And you know, once that starts getting to the point where you just know it's not going to come, I mean, it's okay to like tell people, like, you can let us know early October, hey, by the way, guys, we're pretty sure beta's not going to be this month, so don't get crazy. But I mean, again, I'm not a marketing genius. I didn't go to school to be in marketing, so I have no idea. This is a billion-dollar company, so I'm going to assume that their guys know what's best, and I'm just going to hang out. And I will still be streaming Artifact, and I will do my best to fill the days with content that's actually useful. So, speaking of content, let's do some drafting, because I feel like one of the things that we can do with these websites that are simulators is we can at least talk really deep into what we should be drafting and things like that, because your actual play skill, you're going to have to put in work, and you're going to have to just, you know, lose games and make mistakes, and that's going to happen. But having access to doing a lot of drafts does help, so that way when you are ready to go, you've put in a lot of work, you know what good draft decks look like, you know what bad ones look like, and then it's just a matter of fixing... does that say Poison Strike is a rare? Oh my god. But it's just important to be able to have stuff like this. And I understand too that, yeah, exactly. The drafting experience will be a lot different tomorrow when all of the cards that got revealed today get added, because I think we're pretty close to hopefully having all of the cards. And then once you have all the cards, you get to draft, you get to do simulation drafts, and again, that will... I'm not sure how many cards are still left, but I know we've got to be getting close to getting all the cards revealed. So the good thing about that is, when we have... Are they added? Oh, I didn't know. I guess we'll find out here in a little bit. I guess maybe some of them already have them. So we'll see. I'm going to reset this draft here in a second. And obviously, if you have questions, if you have... What I want you to do is when we open a new pack, definitely put in what your 2 picks would be. And I will do my best to ignore what you're saying at first. And I will give you my opinion. And then we will talk a little bit about what you think. But yeah, so let's take a look here. We're going to restart this draft. All right, so we have Kana, Juke, Howling Mind, Selfish Cleric, Dresden Standards. So they did add the cards, it looks like. Defensive Bloom, Demagicking Maul, which I call Magic Mike, Stonehall Plate, Rumesk Blessing, Iron Branch Protection, Slay, and Altar of the Mad Moon. So, you tell me what you guys would do. In my opinion, actually, I'll let you guys, I think everyone's going to end up picking Kana for sure. I think when we talk about Kana as a first pick, Kana as a first pick goes really, really, really good, because now you know that you have a Kana in your pocket, you know you have 3 Prey on, let me show you the card, sorry. Let's see if I can... You know that you're going to have 3 Prey on the week. So you know that you can... Cleric and Blessing, get out of here, DPM. Get out of here. Get... Alright, but I will... If you want to give me some rationale on why you would not take Kana here, please do, because I want to hear it. But having a first pick Kana means that you're able to actually build... a deck around it. That means when you see cards like Strafing Run, you see cards like Diabolic Revelation, you can take them because you know for a fact that you have that Kana in your back pocket, and you can go deep on the Kana strategy. Beyond that, it's very good because a 212 is obviously got a big old booty. Big old booty. We love big booties in blue because they don't come around very often. It's like a polar bear in New York City. But we know that Bringer of Conquest it's a decent ability. So obviously there's this RNG portion of Artifact where, you know, your melee creeps can go into any lane. I personally like knowing that it's gonna go to Kana's lane. I can just plan around that. I don't have to worry about anything where my creeps are going to go. I just know they're going in that lane. So it just helps me to plan better, knowing that that's where it's going, and I can do it that way. So again, you just have to realize that that's there. Don't forget that, because I know that there's been plenty of games when I first started that I forgot that her ability would be putting the creeps there. But once you know that is... I can see the downside of drafting Kana, but I think the first pick where you plan it out, like, I don't know what downside there would be of taking this Kana first pick, because when you get into the actual beta and you're drafting packs, the packs are actually coming from human players. So there's way, 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 way less chance that you're going to see a top tier hero that it's better than Kana as we go further. Kana's strong in draft because it's easy to go wide, but hard getting counters and board clear. Kana is strong in draft, and it's insane in constructed. But Kana first pick means there's certain decks, like certain colors just cannot deal with go wide. Like red has almost no chance of dealing with 8+ creeps in a lane. Same thing for green, really doesn't have a lot of answers to it. The only answers are blue. So when you see a deck that doesn't have blue in it, you're able to do a lot. So I think I would definitely pick Kana. The second question now becomes, do we go into green? We have the ability to pick up like an Altar of the Mad Moon. If we wanted to do that, we could take Selfish Cleric, and we also have Defensive Bloom. And Defensive Bloom is not a terrible card, but my issue here is I like to... And Howling Mine, I'm not a big fan of Howling Mine, and I'll tell you why. So when you have... So the reason that I want it when I play Howling Mine, so I'll give you the reasons why I play it and one reason I don't play it. So I don't take Howling Mine early because when I want to play Howling Mine, it's in decks that have a lot of AoE and also have a way to refresh their mana. So if I get a Howling Mine late because I've already picked up some Magicians, or I've picked up the 4-drop that refreshes your mana, or I picked up the 9-drop of Solomon, gosh, I always forget the name of it. But if I had those, then I would want to pick up a Howling Mine later. So the question now becomes, if we have Kana, we want to make sure that we have some way of staying aggressive, so there's always Selfish Cleric, and then there's also this Blessing. Now, Blessing plus Kana is part of your combo in draft, is when you make a bunch of Prey on the Weaks, or excuse me, you make a bunch of Hounds, thank you, Incarnation. So like, if you get Incarnation, obviously having Howling Mine in your deck is crazy. But being able to Prey on the Weak, and then from another lane, being able to Blessing back in that lane and make them bigger, so that way you can combo off again, is really good. There is an argument for Selfish Cleric because your deck really can't have too many 4/4s for 4, because 4/4s for 4 in Artifact are the bears of, like, in Magic the Gathering. So in Magic the Gathering, 2-drops that are 2/2s are like super common. That's really where you have like a lot of meat and potatoes of your deck. And it's the same thing here in Artifact, is turn 2 in Artifact is your 4-mana turn. So that's why 4-mana 4/4s are essentially bears in Artifact. So you really want to make sure you're going to pack as many of those in your deck as you can, because it's just a nice way on turn 2 to make sure you can fill your lanes with respectable creeps that can not only kill other creeps, but pressure the tower. So, but Blessing combos so well with Kana that I would go there, and then if I end up not playing this green, then I don't have to worry about it. So I'm gonna run with that one. All right, so you can take a look at this. We've got a Lycan we can't pick, Blessing, Grazing Shot, Ravenous Mass, Sister of the Veil, Omex Arena, Ventriloquy, another Howling Mine, Mist of Avernus, and Stars Align. So go ahead and lock in your picks. I would rather have Kana every day of the week than Lycan, so I'm not upset about missing out on the Lycan. I'm actually very happy that we didn't get Lycan first and then get a Kana, because that would have been really bad. But if we talk about the picks, Avernus's Blessing, okay, so being able, it's a little bit different than the red one, and then this one can actually modify any unit. That's not always relevant, but sometimes it is nice to be able to make a creep bigger so that it can kill a hero or kill a big creep that they have. So it does have its uses, but it's not something I would be picking right now. Grazing Shot in black, it's nice. I have plenty of successful black decks that don't have Grazing Shot because you want to be filling your deck with as many Hipfire and pickoffs as you can, or ganks. Like, that's where it is. Ravenous Mass, I'm not too fond of. In the right decks, it can be very decent, but for the most part, I don't really see that much use in Ravenous Mass. But if your deck is really light on ways to be able to move your heroes around, you don't mind sacrificing a hero for the extra ability. Sisters of the Veil is also very good, but again, we're not in black. So the big thing here is that when you pick a first pick hero, okay, you are giving up a lot on your maneuverability in that pack, right? Because we're not able to pick good cards and then pick the hero that fits our cards. We're doing it the other way around. We're picking a hero, now we have to pick cards that fit that hero, because losing a first pick hero pick is really bad. You don't want to ever be in a situation where your first pick hero doesn't make your deck. So that's why when DPM in our chat was saying, like, she's super unlikely to pick a hero in pack 1 because unless it's OP, like it really has to be like way off of the charts. Now, granted, I think Kana first pick is very off the charts, but she may not. So now that we have this Kana, we just have to build to it. And I think Mist of Avernus is going to be a easy pick. Mist of Avernus is way OP. It is one of the premier cards in draft, so I would obviously take it. And since everything else here is kind of meh, Stars Align is fine, because we will almost certainly have a 7-drop or an 8-drop in our deck in green. So being able to do that is also nice. And then if we end up in some AoE in blue, being able to go up to 6 and hit like Thunderstorm or whatever other removal cards, we'll be able to do that. So we're going to take those. All right. So this is going to be our first combo piece. Is we want to make sure we have at least one Strafing Run in our deck. One is that a Strafing Run helps protect us against other Kana decks, and 2, being able to do damage to all of their creeps. Obviously, with Prey on the Weak, that's a piece of the combo. So we're definitely going to take at least. Well, I guess I don't want to say definitely, because I don't normally want to take a Strafing Run this early, because it's a common. You can get plenty of them at any point in this draft. Watchtower is actually unplayable, and like I was saying on Twitter today, like if this said draw 3 cards every time an enemy improvement entered this lane, yeah, it still wouldn't play it. So if this just said whenever an improvement enters the lane, draw a card, it would actually be playable because it would trigger itself. But yeah, it's bad. This Watchtower just needs to say, whenever an improvement enters this lane, draw a card, and then I think it could actually be useful. So, because double Watchtower in a lane would be awesome. Anyway, so we also have this like Book of the Dead, and Book of the Dead does combo also with Kana, because all the creeps are going to be coming to her lane. So you do have the ability, Lost in Time with Strafing Run. I could see that. Wouldn't it be broken? It wouldn't be broken. It would just be really good. But again, with Book of the Dead on Akana is very good. It lets you go crazy wide when your creeps start dying. But this early, we're going to see plenty of Book of the Dead usually. Then, yeah. So, I'm pretty certain we can see another Book of the Dead. So at this point, I would be looking to just maybe, and this is what I was talking about, another stream, is take a flyer on a card that I may not play it, but I do want to make sure that, so I like Lost in Time here. I may not play it, but the thing about it is that it has a little bit more value than Book of the Dead, because Book of the Dead, I'm almost like 100% certain we will see another one, whereas an uncommon Lost in Time, we might like to have just one in our deck, because being able to get the last 3 cards of somebody's hand, because our big problem is going to be when we're playing the blue-green go wide deck, is we're going to have a problem with other blue decks and their AoE. So, but at some point they are going to get down to about 3-ish cards, and we do want to make sure that we have the ability to maybe lock those out before we try to combo off the next turn. So it's surprise you are still here. I'm not surprised, because you are a degenerate artifact player, and I can imagine that things like this, where you can put in your thoughts and you actually have some really good insight to it, that you wouldn't go that far. So hey, what up, girl? But yes, I think here I would take a Strafing Run and I would take a Lost in Time, because I feel like both of these items, which are not bad items, but I feel like we can get more of those, and I am for sure going to play at least once, play one Strafing Run. How often do you folks in the chat use the drafting sites? That's a good question. How often do you guys do it? Let's confirm these picks. All right, so we do have another strafing run, but we also have a hip fire, so go ahead and... So we have a juke, strafing run, hip fire, grazing shot, a plate, and a shield of Basilius. Hey, thanks for coming by, D7H. And so right now we have Prey on the Weak, we have one Blessing, one Mist, one Stars Align, strafing run, and a Lost in Time. So we still need creeps. We would like to have... we don't have any creeps in this pack to pick, but we do want to make sure that we do hopefully see some of that. So the big thing here is we may never play this Hipfire, but if we open a Phantom Assassin, there's some world where we could play it. Juke, I've not really been that fond of, and if I want a Juke, I can get it back. So at this point, I probably take a strafing run, simply because having another strafing run isn't going to hurt. We might not play them both, but I want to have the option of playing maybe 2 or 3 if it gets that crazy. Again, Grazing Shot is not a mandatory card to play in every single black draft deck. If this was a Stonehall Cloak, I would have been much more likely to pick it instead of the Hipfire, but Stonehall Plate isn't all that great. I would much rather have a Cloak is just so much better. And then Shield of Basilius, I just never play this. Being able to give yourself 2 armor and give the guys next to you 1 isn't that wild for 8 gold, so we're going to stay in Strafing Run and Hipfire. Okay, so we have a Vandal, we have a Home Field Advantage, a Ventriloquy, and a Furline Mantle. Yeah, Cloak is nuts. Cloak is... I mean, obviously in Constructed it's very good, and in Draft it's just so, it's that much better. It's having a Cloak early. Like, if you can make the gold and get that Cloak like turn 2, your opponent is like in such deep crap. It's like, I mean, you have like 14 and 16 toughness stuff running around like that normally are maybe 6. It's just so good. In this pack, I'm 99% taking a Home Field Advantage. More cross lane stuff, and if you look, we have Mist and we also have the Blessing. Both of those are very good cross lane stuff. So the question now is, do we end up picking a Ventriloquy? I mean, the thing about Ventriloquy that's really nice when you're playing blue is you can use it on any unit and deny 3 different units, or excuse me, 2 different units, because the one in front of it is already attacking it. So it's a nice defensive measure. And Furline Mantle is also not bad. It's actually fairly decent. Right now, we just don't have a lot of... We don't have any AoE. We're still in pack 1, right? But the thing about it is that I'm trying to choose between this Ventriloquy and this Vandal based on how likely I am to play it, right? Unless I get a really great black hero, I'm really not in the business of just splashing this Vandal for whatever. And this Ventriloquy, I am playing blue, and it's very likely that I would end up playing it. And Home Field, the thing about Home Field Advantage is you have to play it in lanes where you're getting high EV on it. You're not going to play this in a lane where it's already like 6 people deep. You really want to be putting it into lanes that have, you know, 1 to 3 units in it. But even then, it's still not bad. You get to play it early because it does only cost 4, so you can get it out on turn 2. And making sure you have enough 4-drops in your deck that are quality 4-drops, I think is super important. And especially if you're going lane 1, you get to put this into lane 2 and 3 and have access to it as early as turn 2. And the thing is that right now, put better cards in Home Field Advantage. Like, I'm not sure what your rankings look like, but Home Field Advantage is definitely, when you play it good. This is only pack 1. Yeah. So I'm definitely picking a Home Field Advantage here. And I guess, you know, that's just one of the things where you have like tier lists. But Home Field Advantage is a good card. And I would take a Ventriloquy here. I'm not I'm not certain I'm going to be playing black, and I'm going to go with the higher percentage play that I'll end up playing a Ventriloquy in my deck, and I think I will end up more likely playing a Ventriloquy than I will playing a Vandal, even though I think that the overall power level of Vandal is better than Ventriloquy. So here's a plate, and here's a Trebuchet. Those just go in the deck. All right. Well, here's our pack. Necrophos, Intimidation, Bitter Enemies, Juke, Hellbear Crippler, Assured Destruction, Mist of Avernus, Burning Oil, Assassin's Apprentice, Keenfolk Turret, Jasper Daggers, and Barbed Mail. So I'm pretty sure we know what one of our picks will be, but it's going to be interesting to see what you guys think should be the second one. So I'll just talk a little bit about some of these cards. Necrophos, I do like it. I like it better when it is in multiples, because his signature card of Heartstarter Aura is obviously much better when you have 6 of them, because being able to double aura something is pretty good. Intimidation gives us a way to, if we're in green, to be able to actually move anything we need to. So I do like being able to make sure that most of my green decks have at least 1 Intimidation, maybe even 2. Bitter Enemies. So for Bitter Enemies, the reason that this card is super mediocre is things can change a lot in 3 turns, where you may not want it to be doing 6 damage to both towers. So you really have to be excellent at future planning and committing to make sure that this doesn't work against you. And I think for people who are starting in draft, that this card is a very big trap card where you end up killing yourself with it. Juke also is very common in green. The problem is that it has to be an allied neighbor, so it's like, it's not Phase Boots. You really want it, like, if Juke was Phase Boots for one, obviously it'd be great, but it's okay. In red, I do like to have a couple Hellbear Cripplers so that on turn 1 I can run the 25% chance of hitting a hero that I place it close to, but that's really all it's good for. Assured Destruction is only really used in the most aggro of aggro black decks. So yeah, Mist of Avernus is broken. If almost certainly, even if you're just splashing for Mist, you will play it, because a turn 1 Mist will almost certainly increase your chances of winning a game by some astronomical percentage. So Burning Oil I do like in most red decks. There's very few chances that if I'm playing red and there's a Burning Oil in my pool that I don't play it. Just giving your tower +2 Retaliate is very, very strong. In black, Assassin's Apprentice is, you would play almost any number of Assassin's Apprentice up to maybe 4 or 5, because being able to change the combat target means on turn 1, it will almost certainly be able to help take down a hero or a creep. So it's going to be worth, whatever gold you want to put that target on. If it's, you want to count as a full 1 or full 5, but Assassin's Apprentice does do great things. Keenfolk turret I do like also in black because of doing the 2 pierce damage, and pierce damage is really good because it's never bad to have pierce damage. There's so many heroes that just get out of control, like Bristleback and things like that, and Mist of Avernus is super tilting. Like when you're like turn 1 Mist, your opponent is just like wiping their eyeballs and then just like doing one of these, like, oh god, my opponent is so lucky. Oh, turn 1 Mist of Avernus. Oh, I'm so unlucky. Yeah, it's like real life. Mist of Avernus is super real talk. Whoop that ass. And especially when you're playing Kana deck, it's even more tilting when you have Mist. Oh, I played somebody who had triple Mist and they didn't have it on turn 1. And they didn't have it till like turn 4. So anyway. And then Jasper Daggers, which is the +2 in Pierce, is whatever. I'm not really too fond of this because it costs 7, and Pierce damage is essentially only good against the bigger red heroes. And Barbed Mail, I almost never play this because +1 armor and +2 Retaliate is not enough for me to pay 6 gold in. So I'm going to pick Mist of Avernus, and I'm going to pick Intimidation because, again, I want to have at least 1 Intimidation in my deck, and I will take every single Mist of Avernus that I see till probably the end of time. All right. So we've got a Bounty Hunter, Strafing Run, another turret, Fog of War, Dimensional Portal, another home field advantage, another intimidation. I just skipped over cleansing right because it's really bad, and then a musket and a mantle. I think we already have 2 strafing runs, so I definitely don't want a third. I like to really stay on color with the strong cards that we have, and I think our green is insane. And I also like our blue has Prey on the Weak and has Kana, so like obviously those are great cards. But I definitely think I mean Dimensional Portal is insane, especially when we're playing Double Mist of Avernus and we have this Blessing. It just goes really hard, and especially now it feeds our combo too. So we can have a Kana, we can Dimensional Portal, we can Strafing Run, and then we're able to Prey on the Weak and just go like crazy deep on it. I am certainly like I'm not a big fan of playing a third color unless I really have to, and I don't think I have any reason to go a third color. I'm not picking Bounty Hunter here because I'm looking for a really good green or a really good blue hero here, and based on what I'm seeing so far, I definitely want some strong green heroes because I'm going to be this talks about hero placement. When I have double Mist of Avernus and I also have the Blessing, I definitely want to make sure that I'm going to have 2 green heroes to start with. So I'm almost certainly going to have green hero, blue hero on turn 1. So that means I need to have more, my 3 drops are going to be more green, and then my 4 drops can be either green or blue. It doesn't really matter. But with double Mist, I'm starting with 2 green heroes. So having Dimensional Portal is great because I will for sure have a blue hero coming in at that point because it'll go green, green, blue, blue. And then depending on what our next picks are going to look like will be determine if we need to have a green or a blue hero as our 5th. So I want Intimidation. I think I want Portal. That'll give us the 2 Intimidations. And then that'll give us, we'll pick as many Dimensional Portals as we see. Once you're at the 3rd pick in a pack, are you likely to find a really good hero? At this point, we're not looking for an OP hero, okay? We're looking for heroes that are synergistic in our deck, and because of the synergy that we could see, we don't necessarily, like we'd be very happy to see an Enchantress after this. We would be very happy to see, I mean, I don't really like Venomancer that much, but Venomancer would be a fine pick for us because of the combo that we have with Kana and Strafing Runs, and maybe we get a Diabolic Revelation, and then also Venomancer does damage to our opponent's creeps, which also combos with Prey, so we would definitely like to see that. And what this deck, this archetype, is one of the archetypes I talk about in my future articles that are going to be posted with Team Liquid, is it's the blue-green go wide. So there's blue-green ramp and there's blue-green go wide. And your blue-green go wide is always some combination of Venomancer, Kana, Mist of Avernus, or like just things, I don't know what the card is called now, but it gives your guys all your creeps +2 attack and then +1 armor. So you can get those 2 and you just go blue-green wide. But Dimensional Portals are key to that deck, as well as Intimidation, so you can move things out of your way when you need to get those last couple pieces of damage. So we're going to go there. Alright, so now we have a little more difficult of a decision. Darkseer is a fine green card, because it does help us to move our heroes around, and being able to move our heroes around as well as our creeps, because the thing is that we're going to have situations where we might have a Mist of Avernus in a lane, and we have some really big creeps in there. We might have really big heroes in there that, because of the Mist of Avernus going off, and we need to find a way to get them out of that lane. So Darkseer could be a pick here. Sisters of the Veil, Steam Cannon are in black, and that kind of goes against what we're trying to do, which is that go wide. We do have double refresh, and it doesn't do much for melee creeps. Why doesn't it? This does plenty for melee creeps. If you have like an 8 power melee creep, you can just push that. I really like Magician here because it gets bigger under Mist of Avernus. Wait, how does Darkseer work? Yeah, so Darkseer, his ability is move any ally. So like sometimes you just push off allies. Like you push off anything that has, if it has 7 power and it's already killing the lane, like if you really need to push it somewhere, you'll push it. I've definitely seen just 2-4 melee creeps get pushed off a lane to get that extra blocker to get enough time to finish a lane. So like I've definitely seen that to be the case. I think because we're so far into this pack, I'm very likely to pick this Darkseer because it does give us a green hero that is fairly strong. I once put 4 magicians in the same lane. Wow, that seems crazy, but it seems fun. And then we have to decide between Magician and Sanctum. In our deck, because we have double Mist, I think Magician is better than Sanctum, even though Magician costs 1 more. But being able to give it extra power goes really far. The reason I talked about Avernus' Blessing before, it's not all that insane. And Rebel Decoy is very good, and Phase Boots are also very good. But I think Darkseer and Dark Magician actually fit what we're trying to do in our deck, which is make sure that we can go wide, and being able to Satyr Magician, like cast a Prey and then refresh and cast Prey again is pretty strong. So yeah, I think the combo here is Magician and Sanctum are also very good, but now we get Dark Magician. Ooh, Dark Magician, I like it. Anyway, all right, let's confirm those bad boys. Hey, there's that Enchantress I was talking about. So double Bronze Legionnaire is insane. God, I wish I was playing red. But since we're not, I will definitely be taking a Selfish Cleric. So Fractured Timeline. Let's talk about this card. So before the action phase, you do get to give a random card in your opponent's hand lock. And it does have cross lane, but that's actually not like super relevant, I guess. I mean, I guess you can, excuse me, if you get it early, you can push it into the other lanes and go ahead and get one of their cards if they have not that many cards, but it's okay. I mean, it's not something I'm going out of my way to play in a deck. But the thing here is that I'm not going to play, you know, both these Bronze Legionnaires, they're not going to see any play in my deck. So my question is, like, do we go Fractured Timeline or do we play Stonehall Plate? Couldn't you pick the double Legionnaire on the off chance you get a good red hero? Like, I could. And here's my rationale, is when I'm splashing, in my opinion, I do very little splashing. I don't believe in watering down the stronger cards in my deck, because I'm looking at like Mist of Avernus in my deck. I've got the Intimidations. I have Prey. I have very, very strong cards in the 2 colors I'm playing. And unless I get an Axe, that's the only way if I get Axe or I get Legion Commander, those are the only cards I'm ever going to play red for. I'm never playing red any other way. So I want to make sure that I pick cards that I have a high chance of playing. So the question is, do I have a higher chance of playing 1 Bronze Legionnaire or 1 Stonehall Plate? I guess it's possible that I have a booster pack that is like Axe Time of Triumph, and then I would want to play a Bronze Legionnaire. There's just so few times that I put Stonehall Plate in my deck, and I especially will never put 2 of them in my deck. Stonehall Plate is actual... I don't say it's trash, okay, because there's plenty of trash stuff, but this is like, if you had day-old pizza that you really didn't like when it was hot, that's what this is. It's pretty bad. So I think I'll just take a Legionnaire on the off chance that I open up something crazy, because I think Fractured Timeline is not good enough for our deck. Our deck goes super wide, and I think cards like Fractured Timeline are not as good as Lost in Time, because Lost in Time on turn, when we have 6 mana, we would love to just make sure we can try to hit some of their AoE that they have so that they can't clear our stuff. So, all right. Oh, wow. So, because you guys don't play in the beta, one of the things that you won't realize right away is how insane this card is. It's like an extra, what do you call it? It's an extra Traveler's Cloak in your deck, and Traveler's Cloak is very good. And then Signet Ring is just improved Traveler's Cloak. So you almost would, like, if you drafted 3 or 4 Signet Rings, you would play them all of them. You would probably play 5 of them, or you may even play more than 5. Like, it's really good. It's really good. Because who swims not fond of what item? Of Signet Ring? There's no way in Jesus's baby planet Earth that Swim is not fond of this item. Every player that's good is like Signet Ring, period. Like, that's like not even debatable. Like, it is, yeah. So anyway, Signet Ring, Dimensional Portal, I think he said earlier gold is worth more than -2. What? He says that the +1 gold over cloak is not worth it. That is crazy talk. That's actual crazy talk for draft. It is always worth +1 gold for -3 bounty, and to have an extra cloak in your deck. Cloaks in your deck are there's a reason that every single draft deck, every single draft deck has 3 Traveler's Cloak. Like, unless you have 5 Signet Rings, you're going to have 3 Traveler's Cloak in your deck. And there's a reason for that, because being able to get +4 health for 3 gold is way overpowered for an item, and then giving for 1 extra gold, which you almost always have, being able to get the -3 bounty can just, like, it makes you deny, for 1 gold extra investment, you deny so much gold to your opponent. So yeah, okay, so if he's talking about constructed, then maybe that could be. So anyway, so all right, DPM, we'll see you later. Visiting your 2 cats. All right, so we're gonna pick those guys. Ring and Stonehall Plate. Again, there's a reason that Stonehall Plate is late, so we'll just lock those in. All right. So based on what we've been talking about so far, here's our picks, and we have another blessing. And what we're doing in our deck when we have double Dimensional Portal, another blessing might not be bad. Defensive Bloom is under the same deal, and when we have double Mist of Avernus, Defensive Bloom is actually not a bad card. Grazing Shot, we talked about that already. I already explained that I really only like playing 2 Intimidate in my deck. I could be changed to say maybe we could play 3, but I think 2 is usually where I'm pretty happy with my blue-green decks. Salaman's Favor is, if we were ramping, I mean, our deck really doesn't ramp into anything right now. We don't have any top end. So we're going to be keeping our eyes out for some top end, because we don't want to have just one strategy. Like, our one strategy is to go wide, but we would still like to be able to, if our opponent has lots of AoE, we want to make sure that we still have a backup option of going big, even if it's just, you know, a couple of big things late. But we don't have anything to ramp into right now. Cleansing Rite is actually unplayable, and so I'm pretty sure we're gonna pick Portal. Like, I think that's a given. The question now. The 2 picks that I'm thinking about are another blessing and the Cloak, because Cloak is very, very good. It doesn't combo into our deck as well. It's just a strong card, and at this point in our pack, we're in pack 3. Okay, so when you do your tier lists are really there to help you guide your first couple of packs. So that way you can have the strongest options available to you, so that when you get to packs 3, 4, and 5, you're able to, you already know the texture, you already know what good cards you have, and now you're going to start building around those cards. And for me, I'm looking at our deck. I know what our deck does. Our deck is a Mist of Avernus deck that's going wide. So the way we lose our games are going to be to decks that have a lot of AoE. So, like, they have a bunch of strafing runs, they have a bunch of thunderstorms, or if they, God, the worst thing for us is actually Echo Slam. That card just houses us really bad. So what I want to do is I'm trying to make at this point in pack 3, I want to try to make my draft deck as constructed as it can. I want to make it as streamlined as possible. And that way, all the practice I've put in previously with decks like this plays into effect again, because I've played so much of the blue-green go wide deck that when I see it in draft, I know exactly what cards worked previously, I know exactly what my strategy is, I know how to play my lanes, so all the experience I can pull on will help me to play this deck better, because I can remember all the times I lost and how I lost. So whenever I lose with this deck, I lose because they have like triple strafing run, double tower barrage in their deck, and we just lose all of our guys. So I think based on that knowledge, I want to have a blessing in my deck, another blessing, so that I can dimensional portal, I can blessing in the same turn, and start making 7 toughness guys. And 7 toughness guys are really hard to remove. 7 toughness guys are going to kill 2 rounds of creeps if they haven't gotten pushed on their attacks, or excuse me, on their their attack bonus. So I'm gonna go blessing, I'm gonna go portal, even though I think that Stonehall Cloak is a stronger card, but at this point in the pack, synergy is going to determine how strong a card really is. There's gonna be cards that are always crazy. So like cards like Time of Triumph and Mist of Avernus, they're always good, regardless of what your deck's doing. But there's going to be this extra value that's added to every single card based on the synergy it adds to your deck, and I think that Blessing is a good card, but the synergy it adds is it's hard for me to pass that up. So we're going to confirm that one. All right, so now we also think we have to worry about is other decks that are doing what we do, right? Turns out that Conflagration is a pretty good combo with Prey on the Weak, and obviously Conflagration is good on its own. So I don't want to tell you what to do here, but Conflagration is the pick in this pack. So then we have to decide what's going to be the extra pick. So based on what I've told you so far, I think that we need to get our head around that 4-drops are super important, right? Now, we have a good amount of 4-drops, which is great. Altar is also very good in our deck, and it's an uncommon. Book, again, I think it's still probably a little bit too early for that. And now we're talking about synergy again, right? We know that Altar is more synergistic in our deck than Satyr Duelist, but Satyr Duelist is so much better, I think, than Altar of the Mad Moon. Mostly because we are 4-drop melee creeps. We have a Selfish Cleric, and that's it. We don't have any other 4-drop. Oh no, sorry, we have Triple Dimensional Portal. So we have Triple Dimensional Portal and Selfish Cleric. So we've got 4 4-drops and that are creeps. And based on what we want to do in our deck, which is Mist of Avernus go wide, I think I want to have another Duelist. Because Altar of the Mad Moon will not win a lane for me. Oh, you don't see the gold? I don't know how it looks in game, but the cost of an item should be on the left side of the card, not the right one. Yeah, I guess that's kind of... Well, in the actual game, cards are not on top of each other like this. They all have their own separate space. So you can always see the gold. You don't have to like hover over it to find the gold. But I think I'm going to go Duelist, and I'm going to go Conflagration. And Conflagration is actually super duper. It's even more. It's a strong card anyway, but in our deck, it's even that much better. So I'm very, very happy with these 2 picks. And as you can see, like our draft deck is actually turning out to look more constructed because we're just really streamlined on our ideas here. All right, so now we're into our first pack where it's just pretty much garbage for us all around. We're not going to play Necrophos. We're not going to play any of the red cards. It's possible we could play a Keenfolk Musket in our deck. And with Iron Branch Protection, this card is, in my opinion, is not very good. One, it doesn't modify. It does give we can cross play it and be able to keep things alive, but normally with these blue-green decks, we're not actually stressed so much about our heroes dying. Normally what happens, our heroes die in lanes we don't want them in. Either we're really far ahead and we need to get them off of that lane, or we're just using them to get in front of something. And so I almost certainly never play this card in my deck. I think it's more likely that I probably play one Keenfolk Musket and either a Ventriloquy or a Juke, because Ventriloquy is, the thing about this is when you look at Iron Branch Protection, which we can put to keep one of our heroes alive, normally with these decks, it's not that you're running into your heroes dying, that's the problem. What the problem is trying to keep their big heroes off your ass. And you'll have situations where you might only have one hero in the lane or one hero and a couple creeps, and you sometimes really need to have an extra Ventriloquy in your deck to be able to absorb 2 extra blockers. And what I mean by 2 extra blockers is if I have, let's say, a hero here and then another hero, my hero, on this side, and then he has 2 enemies that are flanking him, when I play that Ventriloquy, it's going to get these 2 guys on the side to target here. And now, if they were going forward doing any number of damage, that damage is all soaked by this hero, and that hero dying doesn't really matter to us because we're just trying to buy time to go wide with Mist of Avernus. And that's why Juke is not as good in our deck as Ventriloquy, because Ventriloquy, again, helps us soak damage, and soaking damage is really what we want to be doing. And we also, the other thing about Ventriloquy in our deck, and when we talk about synergies, is we do have Ion Shell in our deck. Question, Regeneration does nothing against AoE like Strafing Run and Tower Barrage, correct. And giving something Retaliate with Ventriloquy is also really sweet, because you can sometimes clear some stuff. So yeah, I think I'm going to go Ventriloquy and the Musket. Alright, so we got some more stuff that we really don't care so much about. We do want more creeps. I think most good decks have a high number of creeps. So I think I'll take this Relentless Zombie, and I will take another Home Field Advantage. I know DPM says she doesn't really like Home Field Advantage, but I like having 1 or 2 Home Field Advantage in a deck, even if when it's just an outlet, and even though we're just playing the RNG game, it's really cool when you can play it outside of the RNG game. And what I mean by that is, like, you play it in a lane where there's only, like, let's say 2 heroes and you're guaranteed to hit 1, and you save yourself 5, 6, 10, whatever damage each round. So I'm not that, I don't think that Home Field Advantage is terrible. Relentless Zombie, obviously, with Mist of Avernus is just fine. So, hey now, hey now, hey now. Oh, baby, that's what I like to see. I love seeing me some Luna, let me tell you. Obviously, the picks here are going to be Luna and Selfish Cleric. Luna is a late Luna. I mean, we're in pack 3, and in our last 4 picks, we picked up a Luna and a Selfish Cleric. So that's very good. That's never going to happen, by the way. I mean, actual never going to happen in your games. Because Luna is, for certain, a 1st or 2nd pick. And so, yeah, this is like way out of the ordinary. So, yeah, but we're going to take these 2 because Restoration Effort, which healing your tower healing is very rare, but this is not repeatable, so it's not my deal. And Trebuchet, we're not playing black, so. Oh, okay. This is even crazier. This is ludicrous. I mean, Lord Jesus. Like, I don't even, I'm trying to find if, I wonder, God. How do I even put this into words? Unearthed Secrets is a 1st pick, and so is Roseleaf Rejuvenator. Both of these cards are 100%, like, if I had a pack and I first picked both of these cards, I would be perfectly fine doing it. Like, I would have no hesitation taking an Unearthed Secrets and a Roseleaf Rejuvenator with my first picks, let alone being able to do it with my last picks. Blah, blah. Anyway, That's my rant. So yes, these will both go on our decks, and now we have 3 turn 1 broken plays. Like, double Mist of Avernus plus Unearthed Secrets, having that available on turn 1 is some kind of crazy, in case you're wondering. Also, Luna plus Kana plus Prey is magnifique. It's beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's confirm those boys. Ha! Oh, no. Oh, no! No! Oh, god dang. Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what to say here. You guys talk it out. You guys talk it out, and I'm gonna look for my soundboard. Wow. I don't know. I don't know. And I guess the reason I don't know is our blue-green deck is off the chain. I mean, it is off the chain. Like, it's pack 4. Our blue is Triple Portal, Magician, Conflagration, Eclipse. Okay, let's just talk it through. If we take an axe here, we are splashing for red, so we would go double green, double blue, and then axe, right? So our initial turn placement would have to be green, 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 red to start. And if we go, because we go green, red, blue to start, because we would like to have Luna and so we want to have Luna on turn 1 because obviously we want to start pushing our Eclipse. If we pick this axe, we will not be able to have Luna in at our first 3. And we won't have any blue hero because we want to have double green hero on turn 1 so that we have, I guess, well, maybe, hold on. Can we sort this by cost? No. Drag to reorder, right click to remove, left click to add. So there is that, also the idea that we could put Luna in a situation where we put her in on turn 2, and then we can pick where she goes. So that way, so if I click the mana curve graph, I clicked it, doesn't do anything. I have to order them manually. Pfft, F that. Anyway. So what's the word? So here's the reason that, okay, so Axe is obviously crazy, right? And we would be able to put him in. He would be able to push our gold. We could put a conscript in. We could also play one of those Bronze Legionnaires that we have. And our deck overall, I think that obviously that's very, very strong. And remember we were talking about having that second option of being able to do something different than go wide. That would give us that option, one, because we're getting an Axe, and we're also getting an Ogre Conscript to go with it. So there's that. The opposite side of that is by taking an Axe and take an Ogre Conscript, we're going to lose our chance at getting a second Kana or a second Luna. Now, Luna has been upgraded to uncommon in the real drafts, and it's almost certain that if this was a real draft, there would be no chance of us getting a second Luna. Like, none. Okay? Also, what other heroes would be better for our deck than Axe? Okay? So, Venomancer would be better for our deck, I think, than Axe, based on our synergies with Mists. Lycan would be better. Omni Knight would be better. Obviously, Luna would be better. I would take... I don't... No, I'm pretty sure that Zeus would also be better for us. Alright, so... Chat, here's what we're going to do. You just tell me what you guys would do if you would splash. Splashing a third... Like, we could just splash just for Axe. Like, I could pick Axe here and not take a Conscript, just Axe by himself, because he just holds the ground early. I could go like Axe Bolt if I really wanted to. I could take a Stars Align, because Surprise Eclipse is a thing, but... how did you get to this? I've been trying to get a key forever. No, this is a website. This is articraft.io. So you can just go there and do it. I think, yeah. I mean, I don't think I could go back to the closed beta and have anybody look me in the face if I didn't go Axe Conscript here. I think Axe is just so... I mean, it's so good because he's going to live forever. If we ever missed his lane, he's never going to die. And on top of that, like, it gives us some extra beef that we don't have right now. So Axe is hard enough to beat. Axe with Mist of Avernus is stupid. In-game video chat confirmed. Damn it. More leaks. No, that's not confirmed. Ah, God damn it! It doesn't matter because we have a Mist of Avernus. But there was a Zeus. So, our deck is crazy. Our deck is actually ludicrous at this point because we have Triple Mist. And Triple Mist on its own, it doesn't really matter what the hell's going on in your deck. Triple Mist is that good, boy. That good. So I'm very likely to get another beefy guy here. We're not going to play another home field advantage. Legion Standard Bearer. Zeus would have been very good. There's no lie. But so Zeus would have been way in on our strategy of being able to play that control/wide deck, and then we basically are just playing the constructed version of this deck. This way, if they do have a lot of AoE, Phase Boots... So we'd have to decide between a Phase Boots and an Ogre Conscript, okay? So let's talk about it. Because Mist of Avernus is a lock, a 100% lock. You take every Mist of Avernus you see, almost always. The reason that you could take a Phase Boots is, let's ask ourselves, when we're playing this deck, this go wide deck, right? When we have the beef going on, how often are we going to need to swap an ally in a lane, okay? What we're going to lose to in this deck is we're going to lose to big AoE, and we are possibly going to lose to decks that are just like the really big red-green decks because we can't kill their stuff. Okay, so because of that, I don't think that Phase Boots is going to do what we want it to do, because we're not trying to get our guys out of the way. Our big thing is that we want to make sure that we stay alive long enough so that our Mist of Avernus can take over. Having an Ogre Conscript in our deck, a second one, allows us to, in the lane that Axe is in, most of the time they don't want to mess with that lane at all because they just can't kill Axe, okay? So then when we get to turn 6, we can put an Ogre Conscript in there, and if there's already a Mist going, that lane is dead. That lane is super dead. And remember, we still have a Darkseer in our deck, so we're able to place Darkseer into the lane that Axe is in once he's gotten pumped up a little bit, and then push him into another lane to finish it off. So I think that's why I would go with Conscript and I would go with Mist here. Okay, now this is going to be a little bit more interesting, so I'll let you guys kind of take a look and see. But as I look at this, there's definitely one pick that is almost for sure going to be in it. The second pick, I think, is actually up for discussion. It's definitely Duelist. We have one Duelist, right? Let's see. Yeah, we have one Duelist. I think we have double... Where's the other guy? We have a lot of 4-drops. So, here's the thing. So, Duelist is I think, the pick. So the question is, do we want a Mantle or a Howling Mine? Howling Mine is also very good for our deck because it gets us deeper to more mists. And that when we draw a more than one mist, we're almost certainly going to win those games. There's just it's very unlikely that we lose a game where we play multiple mists, okay? It also gets us deeper into our Eclipses, into our Berserker's Calls. It's just a very good card for our deck. The problem is that we have a lot of playables right now. We're sitting on 43 cards, and most of them are playable, okay? So that's why you could say, let's play a Furline Mantle, because we know that we have room in our item deck to play it. But, so we're in pack 4, and I'm not sure that Furline Mantle is going to see play, even if we have it. So I'm going to take a Howling Mine to help us get deeper into our deck, even though it gives our opponents extra cards. For us, being able to dig deeper in our deck is actually much better for us than it is for our opponent. Yeah. So we have another conscript. I think at this point, even though I'm probably not going to play a third conscript, I would still probably take it, and I would take this favor. That way I can have games where I can favor Axe's lane early, and then it's like I can do it this way. If I have a green hero in lane 1, and then I have Axe in either of the other lanes, I can favor from lane 1 into their lane, and then play a conscript on turn 2. And conscript on turn 2 is rough beats for most decks. So here it's Magic Mike for sure, because I call it Magic Mike because it looks kind of... Okay, so spot weakness, when you're only splashing for red, like your splash is 1 Axe, spot weakness isn't that great. Because whenever I cast a spell in Axe's lane, I obviously, it has to either be red, or I have to have another hero in the lane, and I don't usually want to waste 3 mana to cycle a card when I can do that with my Howling Mine if I'm thinking about Howling Mine. But I'm just not that impressed with playing the spot weakness in a deck that's not majority red. Because what happens is with spot weakness, what makes it very good is on turn 1, when you have multiple red heroes, you can play it in a lane you don't want to do something. And with us, we still do have this Bronze Legionnaire that we could play, and if we see another one, we might play that too. So I'm definitely taking Maul, and I'm definitely taking Foresight, because we're not playing Hipfire, and Keen Folk Plate isn't all that great. Helm of Dominator and Book of the Dead, this is what I was talking about with Book of the Dead, is that, you know, we can end up playing this card, and because we do have Axe, he does tend to push our gold a little bit higher, so Book of the Dead actually may not be totally toast in our item deck. So I'm fine. Helm of the Dominator is also very good, so it's possible I could end up playing both of those. I'm not sure, but it's possible. Oh boy. All right, take a look at this. Crystal Maiden, Cleric, Thunderhide Pack, Sanctum, Clear, Blessing, Turret, Decoy, Champion, Vandal, Plate, and Shield. Yeah, This is another tough one. It's not Crystal Maiden. Spoiler alert, it's not Crystal Maiden. I guess, okay, let me rephrase. It could be Crystal Maiden because of, we have triple, where's that? We have triple dimensional portal. So our first portal only costs 2. So when we have 6 mana, we get to cast 2 of them, and that's pretty strong. But it's almost certainly not that. So with our deck now, with Triple Mist, again, we do have a little bit of a top end now. We've got Triple Ogre up there. But, you know, we can still go bigger. Thunderhide and Sanctum, Pack and Decoy or Blessing. Would you mind sharing this deck on Twitter or something? I would like to play it, but I'm on mobile at the moment and can't screen cap it for myself. Yeah, for sure. I can LOL Dororo. There will be a video on demand, and then you'll obviously be able to see the deck code on the VOD. So I think here it's definitely Thunderhide Pack because Siege is busted. Siege Sick is. I would rather play 1 Thunderhide Pack than 3 Ogre Conscripts, so I want Pack in there. And then the second thing here is, do we want a Sanctum or do we want a Champion of the Ancient? That's a good question. The reason I want Sanctum is, if you look at our 4-drops, they're just like out of control. So being able to cast 2 4-drops in a turn is very good for our deck. When we have triple dimensional portal, Ion, home field advantage, double duelist, we have double favor, we have Howling Mine, and we have where's the other one? Oh gosh, the Magician. All right, so we're drawing cards and we want to be able to play multiple of them in a turn. So Champion is not total trash. Being able to get +1 attack, health, and cleave is pretty sweet because you get to play it like. So the reason I say that is when you have Darkseer and you have double intimidation in your deck, you get to play this in a lane that maybe you're like really far behind in and make it just insane. And then you can push it off of the lane and put it into a lane where it really shines. But in this, we want to refresh as much of our mana because we have the other Unearthed Secrets too. So we want to be able to, with these extra cards, we just drawing extra cards isn't that great because you can get into a situation where you have like 15 cards in your hand or 10 cards in your hand. You can't play them all. So we want to make sure we can refresh our mana as much as possible. So I think I'm going to go Pack and Sanctum here. Yeah. Oh my. Oh my. We do need another green hero, but Viper is not the green hero we want. And the reason we don't want Viper in our deck is with triple Mist of Avernus, Tommy Dreamer, which is Favren, I call him Tommy Dreamer because I'm an ECW wrestling fan and he has Dreamer in his name, so Tommy Dreamer. So Tommy Dreamer comes with 3 melee creeps, and those 3 melee creeps get bigger with Mist of Avernus. So yeah, whatever green hero I take is gotta be better than that. And the only green heroes that are really better than that are going to be Lycan at this point. Omni Knight, because Omni Knight is just insane when you have a board full of melee creeps and they all have regeneration. So we're going to take a Dimensional Portal, and we do have 2 ways to refresh our mana. And Defensive Bloom is an option. So is Rebel Decoy. I mean, but we really don't give a crap too much. God damn, Drow Ranger. Yeah, if we had Drow Ranger at this point, our deck would be constructed. So, but we'll take a Defensive Bloom, I think, and in case we want to go that deep. Oh, okay. Well, this is one of the other cards that we really want because Venomancer, Bloom is the same argument as Tommy Dreamer, right? Exactly. Yeah. So, like, the difference is that those are bigger toughness. They just don't offer the armor bonus. But that's fine. Like, it's the same argument. So, like, we we want to be playing that because it makes multiple guys. The difference is that that one makes two, and Fovren comes with himself plus 3 copies of that. But Venomancer is very good. We want that. We want that. And then we do want a Stonehall Cloak because we want to make sure that Venomancer and Luna get big enough so that they stay around. The big reason that we want Venomancer in our deck is making Plague Wards. When we have Mist of Avernus and we have Blessing, these guys get really big and they actually become pretty big assholes about doing damage to your opponents when they don't die right away. Like if they come into the lane and then they end up staying around, like it's really bad. Who are you gonna play Veno over? If we play Veno, are we considering cutting Axe? Absolutely not. No. Why would I sack X? No. No, 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 no. Like, the thing about... We are not sacking Axe. Axe is playing. Like, so we... Oh, so you're right. No, we need another green hero. Shit. Oh, God. Yeah, you're right. No, yeah, we need 2 green. Yeah, we can't take Venomancer. Thank you for the heads up. So the reason that we, and what Chad has said, is the reason that we can't take Venomancer here is because we want to have our opening heroes be double green Axe and then play into Luna, then Kana. So yeah, like that kind of sucks, but that's, no, that is a good point. That is why we do these. It's possible that we take this Smash the Defenses. I don't really like playing Smash the Defenses when we only have 1 red hero, but it's very likely that the lane that Axe is in, it's going to be so hard for them to keep up that they would be willing to maybe put a Mist of Avernus in that lane or something like that. So yes, good job, chat. I appreciate that. Helping make me a better player. What up, DPN? You should see our deck now. Our deck is crazy, crazy, baby. I want you to see this. Look at this. Look at that. Get out of the way. Triple Mist of Avernus. That's what I'm talking about. That's that good. That's that ish. That's that stank. That's that functified. Anyway, let's get that. Wow. So this is actually it's the same draft. Yes, we're going deep. This is the deep talk. There's no giveaway. Vexter, get out of here. Sorry, the giveaway is tomorrow morning. So I'm definitely taking Stonehall Cloak, and I am like definitely taking this Bronze Legionnaire. This is definitely a tournament winning draft for sure. I don't really need to go any farther than that. Yes. We'll take Martyr and Cunning Plan. Both of these items will probably not see play, but Martyr is very good in our deck, and so is Cunning Plan. The reason that Cunning Plan is good, even though it's juke, but it draws a card. So that in itself, and you can switch your opponent's stuff with this too, so you can put them in bad spots. I will not be giving away alpha access. That is not real life. Please do not put that out there because I don't have access to do that. Thanks. And last pick, Bounty Hunter. Don't care. All right, let's build this bad boy. All right, we're playing Axe. He's going to start. We're going to have a Darkseer start. We're going to have Farven. All right, we're going to have Tommy Dreamer and then we will do Luna from there and Akana from there. So that'll be our opening lineup. And the reason we have our opening lineup like this is Axe in our deck is the beef. This allows us to have... Axe by himself is a game plan, okay? Like, a 7-11 is just some good. So our game plan with Axe is going to be put him in a lane with one of these green heroes, hope to draw a Mist of Avernus, and Mist of Avernus Axe that lane, and put a bunch of other junk in it, and let Axe just carry us to victory. And then if that doesn't work, then we can combo off with Kana and friends in other lanes. But this means that we have a 10 toughness, 9 toughness, and an 11. These heroes are pretty good about staying alive. I am going to be sad to cut cards from this. All right, so now we are going to play the card. We're going to pick the cards that we know for sure are going to play. We know we're going to play Dimensional Portal. We are going to play Sanctum. What the hell is this? That's our 4th Dimensional Portal. All right, we're going to play Magician. We're going to play Conflagration. And we'll play maybe a Strafing Run and a Ventriloquy. And then in green, we're going to play all of our Mists. We are going to play Thunderhide. We'll play Rejuvenator. We try to play 2 of those. We want a Defensive Bloom. We want both these Blessings. We would love both Clerics, and we would love this extra Duelist. That's 40 exactly, but that means we're not playing any of our conscripts. We're not playing Smash. We're not playing Bronze Legionnaire. So we got to look in here and see what cards are better. It's possible that our Defensive Bloom. How did I get into the beta? I got into the beta because I made friends with some of the Valve guys after PAX West, because I flew to PAX West to do video there, and I was there for 3 days doing video and just made some friends, and yeah. So I think we can remove probably a Defensive Bloom. We can remove probably 1 Intimidation, if it would allow us to remove this Intimidation. Okay. It will not. Go back. Nope. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I had to click on the number. Yeah, I can't take this Intimidation out. All right. So, but I think our deck really wants to have both these Bronze Legionnaires in it. Right click. I don't think right click didn't work last time. Let's see. Intimidation. Right click. Oh, thanks. Right click. Intimidation. Or we can cut a Ventriloquy. I think that's a good cut. Now we're at 38. Out of those 38, so our top end right now is Thunderhide Pack, Rejuvenator, and that's it. All right, so we want to make, I think we need another one. So I want to have at least 1 Conscript in there. I would like to have both of these Bronze Legionnaires, because I think turn 1 Bronze Legionnaire is probably one of the best things you can be doing. I could cut a Foresight, because our turn 4, we might not necessarily want to be doing that. We want to be casting one of these Dimensional Portals every time. Or Vanguard or Iron Shell, you know, any of that stuff. So we have 40. So we also could cut a Defensive Bloom, because our 4-drops are super heavy right now. But the good thing, like the good thing about our 4-mana drops is we have a Sanctum and we still have a Magician. Foresight with Mana Refresh seems so good, but the problem is we have so many 4-drops. Like, we're sitting on. I wish I could order by cost. I can't, but like I think we probably still need to go a little bit bigger with another Conscript here. Yeah, it was a last pick unearthed. Yeah, dude, I got an unearthed last pick. My last 2 picks were Rejuvenator, unearthed. So my deck is actually just like a constructed version. Like, this is a deck that you would love to see in a tournament, because triple Mist of Avernus means you're just probably going to win all the time anyway. Unearthed Secrets is also busted. So we have like all of these really great turn 1 plays. Like, we can do, if we do Mist, Unearthed, Bronze Legionnaire in the same, or if we do a Bronze Legionnaire in the same lane as Axe in turn 1, and then Mist of Avernus that lane, we probably don't lose that game. We don't lose, we just win that game, doing it that way. And then we have backup Conflag. Like, this deck is just stupid. Like, I mean, I want to be all over this. So, let's talk about our items. Traveler's Cloak. We want a Signet Ring. I want Magic Mike. I'll play Double Cloak. I need 2 more items. Yeah, exactly. We figured out how to get rid of it. So, I kind of want 1 Helm in my deck, but I'm kind of worried about it. About actually being able to get to 19. I'm just not sure if we should be playing Helm or play Book. I don't know that our deck needs Book, and it's possible we just want to get to Stonehall Cloak or Magic Mike as soon as we can. So I think because of that, I might just end up playing like 2 Short Swords instead. And that way I can just cycle through all of this stuff. Like, all of this is good stuff. Like, and I just use these Short Swords to help cycle through here. So what's the total of the cards that have not been revealed? Maybe 8 or 9? I don't know. I'd have to look into... I'd have to open it up and see. Is having over 5 accessories not a waste? No. So, like, the thing is that you can always replace them. Like, if I had a cloak on something, I could easily... if I had a Traveler's Cloak, I could easily upgrade to Stonehall Cloak, and I would feel just fine about it. So I'm not terribly upset about this. So, but this deck is good. This deck is good. You get to go wide. You also can just get big. You also still have combo in here of Conflagration, Strafing Run, Mist of Avernus, plus I put just 5 unless I have a Meepo. What are you saying? I put just 5 unless I have a Meepo. I got it. No, like, I'm playing what, 3, 4, 5. I'm playing 6. That's whatever. So yeah, we're gonna stay with this one. We'll save the deck. Oh, I don't have a sign in. All right, I guess I will sign in with Facebook if it allows me to. It does not. Nope, I don't want to sign in with Steam. All right. What the f— how do I get out of this? All right, back up. RIP. Let's see if my deck will still be there. Hey, my deck's still here. The advantage of having more than 5 is that you are more likely to get an HP item than anything else. Exactly, yeah. And sometimes having an HP item at the right... Yeah, like there's so many times where just being able to give your guy +4 is very good. So when I went to save deck, it still wouldn't... Am I just doing this wrong? Or can I just not use Facebook? Okay, I just can't use Facebook. It's just so I can come back and see my stuff, but I don't care that much. So yeah, this is the deck, and DPM, as somebody who's in the beta, how would you feel if this was your deck? Would you feel pretty confident that you could 3-0 that one? I think so. Like, I think I would feel pretty good that I have plenty of options to be able to 3-0 or 4-0 with this. In case you're wondering, yeah, the actual website is artocraft.io, and the guys who do this site are a couple programmers. This is their first game site, but they are super smart guys, and I've been talking to them a little bit about, you know, what could be better, and they really take the constructive criticism really good, and they really want it to be a good site. So I'm very happy to help them in any way. I'm sure that the Team Liquid site will also have something like this, because I had been talking about it about a month ago. And so, yeah. But until then, I'm very happy to help them publicize their site. Does the site have an AI drafting? So yes and no, not really. They don't have an AI drafting. What they do is they just have a tier system on picks, and it's just kind of random. So, all right, let's restart this one. Let's start over. Man, this pack is not great. Not great. Yeah, it's just Fiasco and Radial. But again, they are really good guys, and I like what I've seen so far from them. So this is where your tier lists come in when it comes to looking at these the second draft. And let's see, what time do we have? What time do we have? All right, so we got about 20-ish, 25 minutes or so. So I won't go quite as deep on this draft because I want to make sure we can get through it. But at this point, so one of the other strategies is to have a Gold Rush, or one of the other archetypes is to have a Gold Rush deck. And the Gold Rush deck it's just, make a bunch of gold and have Convoy or some crazy piece of equipment in your deck. So this, oh gosh, I think I would go Payday and a Favor here. And the reason I would do it this way is this gives me the option of a couple different archetypes. It gives me the option of playing the Gold Rush archetype, and then Favor gives me the option of playing the Ramp archetype. If I take Payday plus Blessing, I like to just try to give myself options to successful archetypes. I know that Green Ramp is a successful archetype, and I also know that Gold Rush decks are good archetypes. Blessing decks, there's not really such thing as a Blessing deck. Blessing is an accessory to other things. Now, if you took Favor plus Blessing, you could just try to be playing green. What did you say? But Blessing? Yeah. So, but the thing is that, again, you want Favor and Blessing. I don't want to be, I cannot fathom a reason to, cut myself in the face of, doing Favor plus Blessing. I want to be able to have the most powerful archetype I can, and I just don't think that having double green cards and committing to 2 green this early is what I want to do. I want to keep, I almost certainly, if there's not a broken hero and there's not a broken card in the deck, like an OP S tier, I would be, do you ever play casual Favors on non-ramp decks? Do I ever play, what are the chances you get the cards that make Payday good? So making Payday good isn't that difficult. You can get any number of gold mine. You can get, obviously, if you get a bounty hunter, you're all over it. And then you also need to have 1 or 2 good pieces of equipment. So, but Payday would also just play in every black deck you play almost. So it's not terrible. But Blessing is also very good. If you have allies in a lane, Blessing's where it's at. If you lean away from gold farming decks, then Payday's not your deal. I just want to make sure, it doesn't sound good as a one of if you don't get more. No, Payday is just fine when you're playing those type of decks, because you want to usually get two or 3 Paydays, and Favor is the same way. You want to have multiple Favors in your deck if you're playing the ramp deck. And when there's all of these cards are just they're not great cards. So my idea is just to open up as many archetypes as I can, and it's possible I can play both of these in the same deck. So I don't want to get too much more into the explanation. Otherwise, we won't. When you hit 2 heroes with a Blessing, it's. All right. So this pack is pretty bad too. if we take the best cards, when we play, if we play the green ramp, we always want one Divine Intervention in that deck. We could go super deep on the ramp and like play a Stars Align. But again, when we're trying to, when we don't have a lot of broken or OP stuff going on in our pack, again, my thought is to make sure that we can have as many archetypes open to us. So that being said, I could take an Intervention because Intervention, when we have ramp decks, is just fine. I could take a Sorlakan because it'll give me Assault Ladders, and then I'm much easier to make the Go Wide deck. And then also it could also play in the Payday deck. It's not Relentless Zombie because it's not a staple of every single blue deck, so we don't necessarily want it. Same thing for Whispers of the Madness. Whispers of the Madness is fine in lane 3, but there's plenty of times when it's just super bad. Strafing Run is good as in a little baby AoE, but I like it when it's AoE plus combo with like Kana. So, but I also could just try to play into the big green-red. Like if I wanted to play into big green-red, I would just take both of these. And then now I can play, I have the basis of a ramp deck, I have an Ogre Conscript. If I need to just toss a Payday, I can. But being able to ramp into Ogre Conscript is actually, like, is pretty real. And if your opponent's not playing black and can't slay it, Ogre Conscript will do some work. But even though it isn't a staple in constructed decks, isn't it good enough as a standalone? I was going to say Zombie is okay. It's definitely not awesome. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Ogre here. Oh, I'm going to take Ogre and Stars Align and try to have the option of going green-red ramp and then also possible... like, are you trying to build archetypes in draft or a solid deck? Like, when you draft archetypes that are winning archetypes, you will have a solid deck. So, like, you say you take Wrath? This card is... What? No way. This card's bad. Yeah, no... If this only hit opponents, maybe it would be good, but I have Wrath of Gold very, very low on my my tier list. So, being able to, like, turn 2 Ogre Conscript is awesome, in case you're wondering. Alright. Now, I'm going to definitely take another favor. I'm going to take a Blink Dagger. Yeah. Now I'm really playing ramp. I've got Double Favor, Align, and Blink Dagger. Do I know when the open beta will be? I do. It's not... You said it's the Poor Man Annihilation. You do get a lot of money back when you play it. I'm just not... Yeah, we're going to take Favor and Blink Dagger here. In this pack, this card, Defend the Weak, is actually not bad. Being able to give your neighbors +2 armor is pretty legit. I do want a decoy in my deck. There's not too many green-black ramp decks, but it's possible that I play decoy and a hipfire in case I end up getting a bunch of really big green stuff, and then I have like a secondary black. So it's definitely not the blue card. Let's see, what did you say? At least it won't boycott my MTG portrait. Alright. Oh, hey. There's a Thunderstorm in this pack, and a Strafing Run? Like, I'm not going to play Better Late Than Never. I very rarely play this card, and I really never want to play a Stonehall Plate. So Thunderstorm is fine. If we end up playing... I guess if we end up getting really big blue stuff, we would definitely want a Thunderstorm in there. That's the second time we've gotten a Luna, like, next to last pick. Obviously, we'll play both of these because we can ramp into Soothsayer, and ramping into Eclipse is okay. But we're definitely taking those. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Like last pick, Luna. I guess whatevs. We we're definitely taking a Thunderhide back, and the question is, do we want a third favor, or the Rejuvenator? It's definitely not Fractured Timeline. Like, because our deck is like big stuff now. Like, we ended up like in like this green-blue ramp thing, and we can Stars Align into Thunderstorm now. I don't think we need a third one of these right now, because this is our beef. This is that beef, boy. This is that Wendy's. Where the beef at? So yeah, I'm definitely just taking those. Wow. Time of Triumph. Ramping to Time of Triumph, you win the game, in case you're wondering. Time of Triumph, like, there's a whole deck in Constructed that all it does is Stars Align to Time of Triumph. Because if you Time of Triumph 2 of your heroes early, you cannot lose. You cannot. No. No, no. You just beat the shit out of them. So, we will take a Time of Triumph, and we will take a Red Mist Pillager. Because, yeah. There's an argument, like if somebody said, why didn't you take Gold Mines? Did you have Payday? Because we're off of the black, boys. We off that black. We in blue-green ramp now. Blue-green, splash, red for broken cards. Okay. We have... I mean, do we play this thing? Do we play Bolt? I have played Bolt once. And every time I cast it, I win. But I have yet to actually have a dedicated ramp deck that played Bolt. Like, I think it seems sick. I also think our deck needs card draw, so we can get a little bit deeper. So I think we just take a Foresight here. There is an option for Cunning Plan, but I think Foresight plus Bolt is where we're at. Oh boy. Oh boy. We do need a red hero. So Bristleback is just fine. And we're playing a ramp deck, so we definitely want... I think we want Assassin's Veil, so that we can point our Bristleback where it needs to go. It's possible that we should play a Martyr in our deck, but Bristleback and Assassin's Veil, they go hard in that paint. They get up in there. Get up in that booty. And I choose the booty. So, go on with that. Hello, Bronze Legionnaire. Hello, Cunning Plan. Why is it a triangle? Yeah, that's a good question. Why the hell is that? Oh, because they don't have the picture uploaded. That's why. I was like, what are you talking about? I want Cunning Plan because I do want to be able to thin my deck. And yeah. So we're doing this. There is an argument for Smash here instead of Cunning Plan. We could play a Smash. And we probably need a Smash. It does the same thing in our deck. Hello, Revelation. Hello, Zombie. Don't care. Get out. Oh, no! Oh, God. What are we supposed to do? Help me! Wow, this pack is crazy. This pack is stupid. What in the hell is happening? Oh, God. I mean, it's definitely Mist of Avernus. God, do we just take another... We just take another Thunderhide pack, right? Because we're sitting on double favor Stars Align. It's like... So my first inclination is to go pack Mist of Avernus. But this has a cloak in it too. Like this is the stuff. Like our deck is a ramp deck, so we do need more ways to ramp, and Mist of Avernus is busted, so I don't want to talk myself out of that. I can also splash for enough magic. This card's great, in case you're wondering. But so is Zeus. When you're playing ramp, Zeus is good stuff. It is good stuff. Yeah, I already have 2 favors, so if I see a third one later, I can get into it. But being able to ramp into Thunder God's Wrath is just fine. Just fine. We're not going to play Path in our deck. Enough magic isn't really that great, and I do want to have a Maul, though, just to have... I mean, I could take enough magic. I just don't want to play that many red cards. Like, I really just want to play... The only red card, I want to play 2 red cards. I want to play Time of Triumph, and I want to play Bronze Legionnaire. I don't really care about any of this other stuff. So... But the thing is, like, so... It's definitely Zeus. So it's between a Maul and a Cunning Plan. I think I want the Magic Mike here. I just want to have that option. I can get other Cunning Plans. So, oh boy, oh boy. I'll take a Portal and a pack. With triple pack in our deck and a Rejuvenator, I really kind of want one more favor if we see one. I don't know if I'll play this third pack, but being able to ramp to a pack super early is GG for most decks, so we're gonna get up. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'll take a Thunderhide Alpha, I guess. We're just gonna go big. We're going big time with that Thunderhide Alpha. Look at that, look at this booty. Look at that, 25. Get it, baby. Look at you. So pretty. Now you're not as good as you're still not as good as Thunderhide pack, but I mean, I'd take a 25-25, and I'll take a Bronze Legionnaire. Okay, I will take another Portal. Do I need a Divine Intervention or a Cleric? I think I want a Divine Intervention. God, I don't know. What's our 4 drops? So we have Favor. Like, I think, like, did you say you'll go Legionnaire plus Mantle? Stop. Stop. What do you think about this? Cleric instead of Divine Intervention? What are my low... I don't have any low-cost green creeps. But I do have Dimensional Portal. Okay. I can get with that. I can get with that. Defend the Weak is a good card, and Crippler. Pack foe. Foe. Alright. So, we have Bolt, Triple Thunderhide pack, Rejuvenator, Alpha. If you don't ramp, your deck is lame early without Cleric. Yeah, like, but I have another favor, and I have a Cleric. Like, is that real? Like, we're just gonna build like triple favor into just some stupid ass Time of Triumph or some number of Thunderhide pack? Yeah, I think so. Let's just run that. Go. Yeah. So we doing it. Double Luna. We're playing blue, green, splash red so far. God. Are we even playing Zeus anymore? Like, it's... Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord and Mary. No, we're not. We gotta play 2 green heroes. We don't, like, we can't. We're playing triple favor. We have to be able to have options. And a stars align. We have to be able to do... I think we need to double Luna and Zeus into red and green ramp. It's really nice. It really, I mean, it feels like it's busted like this all the time. Just FYI. And just drop the green, just mono spank. Yeah, I mean, in our ramp deck, Soothsayer is actually not bad. Oh Lord! Oh Lord! We can't even do anything with Horn. What am I doing? But we can refresh our mana, boys. Like, if our deck is like quad favor with a Magician, we could just like, we could Thunderhide pack twice and Time of Triumph in the same lane. Like, whee! Duelist and another Soothsayer, I guess. Oh my god. Do we play another portal? I mean, we play every portal we pick, I think. Lordy. Another Bristleback? Wow. Well. Like, our red is not real. Our red is Time of Triumph and double Legionnaire. That's it. Like, our green is, like, super consistent turn 2, like, Thunderhide pack, right? Like, or turn 3 Thunderhide pack. So, all right, so the question is, is it possible that we even, like, if we don't play any green cards, if we just play red and blue cards, can we even lose if we have double Bristleback, double Luna, Zeus? Like, can we lose? Like, with Magician, triple portal? God, our green has Mist of Avernus too. We have a Thunderstorm, 6 Eclipses. I don't know. I don't know that I'm not taking another Bristleback. I'm gonna take a Blink Dagger and a Ring. We would, if we get better red cards, like, so if we go Luna, Bristleback plus a Favin, or plus a Tommy Dreamer, I don't think we can pass on the green. I just don't think we can. Like, I don't see, like, now granted, I'm, like, if I don't take a Bristleback here, I'm trying to get a, you said Luna plus Soothsayer? Sorry, you had to refresh. Oh, okay. Oh, God. I'm thinking Ring and Dagger here, because I'm still free rolling to a third Luna, and I would like to just have a real. I have too many green and blue cards already. I think so too. All right. All right. So I'm pretty sure in the history of my artifact playing, I have never picked 4 equipment in a row or 4 trinkets in a row ever. But this is going to be a time that I do that. because I'm not going to play any of these other cards. And Stonehall Cloak and Phase Boots are also pretty good for our deck because we want to be able to keep our Lunas alive as long as we can, and both of these cards are very good at keeping Luna alive. Another Blink Dagger, yes, I will take that, thank you. The Ogre with the ramp. Dude, we have so much to ramp to right now. We're ramping to Thunderhide Alpha plus Quad Pack. I think I'm going to take a Blink Dagger and a Rebel Decoy simply to help us keep our Lunas alive. Maybe Decoy plus Dagger. No, it's definitely Decoy plus Blink Dagger. It's not Daggers. There's no way. Okay, so how crazy do we want to ramp? Like, do we want to just... I mean, we could just ramp stupid. Like... Or do we want... I don't think we want a Tower Barrage. I don't think Bronze Legionnaire... Like, we have to do anything with it. I think we just... Let's just ramp it. Let's just do this. five favors. Is five favors can't be right. Like, yeah, 4 is max. I can't do that. That's crazy. I don't, there's no world. I mean, I could take an Assassin's Veil here and play 2 Assassin's Veil instead of playing the Bronze Legionnaire. I just don't know that I'm going to play Bronze Legionnaire. And I guarantee I won't play an Assassin's Veil. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. I will take an N1 for me, and I will take a Bellow so I can push my my Thunderhides around. Okay, okay. I guess I'll take my last pick, Bristleback. Fine. All right. Let's look at our ramp. If we go stars align, favor, 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 favor. All right, so here's our ramp. Here's our stuff that we're ramping to. Their rankings are really bad. Why am I picking quads? Because you can play as many cards that you draft. So those are, we're ramping to that garbage. We're playing Mist of Avernus. We're almost certainly playing Duelist and Cleric. In blue, we're going to play our Portals. We're going to play Thunderstorm. We will play a Magician. We'll play a Bolt. We'll play at least 1 Soothsayer, maybe 2, since we can ramp to it. I kind of want both of these decoys. I definitely want Time of Triumph. I would like an Ogre Conscript, and I want all these Bronze Legionnaires. What's that, 31? We got 6 too many cards. Alright, well, we're going to play both Lunas. Oh, sorry. We're not going to start with Luna. We're going to start with Bristleback. What do we do? What do we do? We don't need green. Okay, we need... How much do we lose by... We only have 1 3-drop that's green, right? In the Stars line. So... If we go... Bristleback, Luna, Luna. We could do... Favern... And... So, is our main win con just double Eclipse Bristleback? Or do we, like... Because right now... Our red cards are... We have 8 red cards. We have a couple of Blink Daggers to move around. Yeah, nasal goo is bleh, bleh, bleh. Nasal goo's bad. All these other cards are good. And then we play another. Do it like this. Like, then we go Bristleback, Luna, Luna, 2 Dreamers. We ramp. So our game plan is if we resolve, like, so we just have to live. We have to live in order to just get to, yeah, Fovren's card is really bad. Like, it's possible that we do it this way. We cut him, and then we just play Zeus. And we just use, you know, we use him to ramp wherever we need to ramp. Yeah, like, that's the thing, is that, like, I don't want this Zeus. Like, my problem with Zeus is that most of my deck is green, and I want to be able to, on turn 2, I want to be able to double favor. Well, I can't double favor. Shit. Yeah, like, the deck, when you have double Luna, like, your deck just needs to live. Like, that's the problem. Like... Like, we don't have to play Alpha. So, like, we don't have to play Alpha. We don't have to play Bolt. Oh, we still have to cut cards anyway. So, like, if we did it like this, we're at 44 cards. So we still have to cut a bunch of cards. So, like... We could cut a Cleric. If we're gonna, like... Alright, so let's say... We can cut a Favor. We could probably just go to 4. We can go to two Favors and 2 Starline, okay? So now we've just got 4 ramp spells. We can cut 1 pack. We could probably, I mean, we could actually probably cut both of those. We could cut both decoys too, if we really wanted to. And if we do it this way, we don't really need more than 1 green hero. So, like, this could now, instead of that, we could put in Zeus. Yeah, like, well, 3 Thunderhide packs is fine. I'm not getting rid of Roseleaf. That's, no. Like, we can ramp to Roseleaf, and then the very next turn, we can Eclipse, because we don't necessarily want to Eclipse when we have 6. Like, we still have 4, so we can put back in both decoys, and we're at 38. We can still put more blue cards in, I guess, at this point. I could play a Foresight in the deck. I probably should run 1 Strafing Run to give us some protection against Kana. But I still want to, like... No, I'm not cutting Stars Align. The thing about running 14 green cards off of a green hero is favors can go into any lane. And then these are all late game. And then Mist of Avernus we're going to cast as soon as we get it. And Thunderhide packs and Rejuvenators are perfectly fine late game. And we have, what do you call it? We have Blink Daggers to be able to get Fovren into other lanes. But I want to have the option of being able to Stars Align, like, because I'm going to be able to put this into a lane that'll have a blue or a red hero. So I want to be able to Stars Align into a Time of Triumph, or I want to be able to Stars Align into an early Soothsayer, or an early Thunder God's Wrath, and that gives me the option to do such a thing. So I can go Stars Align, and just cast something out of control. And then also, you know, double Luna, by the way. And then, like, item-wise, I have 3 Blink Daggers, so I'm playing them. I have a ring, I have a cloak, I have a maul, a veil, boots, and yeah. I feel it's harder to play the decoys then, as good as they are. Yeah, like, that's the thing, is that's what I was kind of concerned about playing both of the Rebel decoys, is the thing about that, so the only thing about the decoys is Dreamer will usually not be in a lane by himself. And with Stars Align and Favors, like, it will have extra mana usually to be able to do something with it. So, like, I'm okay with that. But it's just a ramp deck. It's a ramp deck that also has a backup plan of 6 Eclipse, 3 Thunder Gods. And then you kill all their stuff, and then you can refresh your mana and play a Thunderhide pack. Yeah, like, I think this deck is fine. But most decks that have double Luna are going to win anyway. So, like, really all you're doing is just trying to make sure that you can live to see the eclipses. But in this chance, we get Eclipse, and we also get Time of Triumph. Oh, yeah, and we get Thunder God's Wrath. So, and we also have Thunderstorm too. So I'm pretty happy with this. But that's all I have for tonight. And yeah, I appreciate everybody for showing up and talking draft with me. Hopefully I answered your questions and gave you an idea of my thought process. And thank you for DPM for showing up and giving us her thoughts, because I think it just helps to make everybody a better drafter. Tomorrow morning, I will be doing a stream. It will be we'll do the giveaway in the morning for our subs. And yeah, that's what we got. I will put a tweet up about our interview for tomorrow. And thank you for coming by. I appreciate it, but I'm tired. I'm going to bed. We'll see you later.